Mess creates more stress. My 2 tips on how to stay tidy and why it is important. Now, if you know me personally, you know that I'm naturally not the tidiest person. And in fact, it took me a while to actually start getting organized and maintaining things really, really clean. If you're somebody who's starting out on a journey of improving themselves in any area, even specifically to this channel, social skills, social anxiety, or dating, keeping your space clean, whichever space that is, your bedroom, your living room, your house, your car, your office, is going to help you to make tremendous shifts and move a lot faster. Especially if you're somebody who's naturally messy, who doesn't have it as tidy and as clean. Now, how is it important? You're thinking, well, does it really matter? In the short term, in a very short-term situation, it doesn't. If you need to edit a video, do a project, have a conversation with somebody on Zoom, do your assignment for university or any other piece of work, you can do it in a messy room, you can do it in a clean room. If time is of utter importance, you can put all of your energy into something and do it. Now, unfortunately, the amount of energy that is required to do something in a messy environment is a lot more. It's like cooking in a messy kitchen versus cooking in a clean kitchen, right? And all top chefs make their cooks and all the kitchen stuff clean all the kitchen utensils and the whole kitchen like it's brand new. Like when they leave, they wipe all of everything, even little bits on the floor. So how it's relevant to me? I just came back from spending about a week in a meditator's house. It's a house where people practice a lot of yoga. There's a special room with a special device that increases your ability to become meditative. And some of these people lived in an ashram in India, practicing 4 to 5 hours yoga a day plus working. And their cleanliness is on point. They keep everything very, very clean, right? The kitchen, the toilet, and especially the meditation space, the space where they do yoga. It's flawless. It's as clean as it can be. And when I see them clean, they're very, very efficient and working very well in sync as well with each other. If you ever seen movies where there's a temple with a monk kind of always brushing along and making sure everything's clean, that's kind of not exactly like that, but that's kind of the vibe. And I really felt the difference when I came back. I just recently moved and I didn't have a chance to unpack everything. And so when I came back, that mess actually makes a big difference on how I sleep and how I can even operate in that space. And so me spending that time in that space, my natural reaction to the mess and disorder is like, not that I can't be there, but like I need to fix this now. Like it's urgent. For somebody who spent a long time in a messy room, if you say your room is a mess and you've been living there for months and months and years, you might not notice the difference if that's the only space you spend time in. But most probably you want to leave the space as soon as possible, or you want to numb yourself and sedate yourself to the mess so you don't have to do anything. You probably want to distract yourself with social media, or you want to go to the office, to the coffee shop, or somewhere else to change environment so you can focus on work. This is usually the big problem because our space isn't organized and clean enough. And sometimes it's hard to come out of the rut. Sometimes it's hard to come out from the momentum that's created by being in a messy space. So that's why I have 2 top tips that really make a difference for me to get everything tidy and organized. So tip number 1, and that is create an altar. That's inspired by me obviously being into yoga a lot more recently and meditating and creating an altar for myself and spending time with meditators who have an altar space in their meditation area. But it doesn't have to be spiritual or religious or related to anything really specific. There's probably something you like in life. There's probably some something you like aesthetically, at least for the looks of it. Maybe a pretty vase, a flower, a sculpture, a cover of a book, a poster, but something that when you look at it, you feel like, this is great, you know? It can be a little toy, it can be an origami, anything that for a moment when you look at it, it just brings you in a different state, in the state that you want to be in. Something beautiful, or something interesting, something quirky, whatever it is for you, you have some item like that. Now all you have to do is create a small space for it, some surface on a table or on the chest of drawers, or anywhere on a desk, and start making that space sacred. What I mean by that is it has to be pristinely clean, because it's made for that ornament. If you're spiritual or religious, it's probably going to help, because you can say that that space is there for God. It's like one way to look at it. But you can imagine that this is a space for your idol, rock star, or a rapper, or a musician, or an actor, or for queen or king of some country, or prince or a princess, or whoever. Anything with a quality that you really aspire to, that you want to keep that space pristine, perfect, sacred. And it can be, it can be literally one shelf on the bookshelf where you put a couple nice objects, and just keep it clean, keep it perfectly clean. Don't worry about the rest of the room. As long as you maintain that one area clean, you wipe the dust, you make sure there's no spots, you don't put any extra objects there, nothing, nothing goes there temporarily, like a pen or a pencil or a piece of paper. No, it's always there only for that reason, for aesthetical beauty, for energy, or for any other purpose, and can serve you. What's going to happen slowly is that cleanliness is going to start growing from that small spot onto the neighboring area. You will slowly want to keep the area around it cleaner and cleaner and cleaner, and that will start growing. Okay, so try this out and let me know how it goes. And tip number 2 is food. Now I talk a lot about food on my channel and how it makes you feel differently. And it's very, very connected, especially for me, it's very, very connected to how sensitive I become to disorder, to something being disorganized or messy or untidy. If I'm on food that makes me lethargic, that makes me sleepy, some fast food, maybe a lot of cheese, or just overeating a lot of sweets, desserts, cakes, it makes me just want to chill. It just makes me want to spend time on a sofa and not pay attention to many things. And if there's a mess, I'll be just like, whatever, I'll deal with it later. Now, when I'm on lighter foods, when I'm having more fruit and vegetable fruit juices, or lighter cooked food that doesn't bring so much lethargy, like maybe noodles, spicy noodles, I naturally become quite uneasy around disorder, and I just want to get it clean as soon as possible. It's almost a little bit annoying, because if I have something to do, I might get distracted into cleaning something because I want it to be perfect. It almost becomes like an OCD, because it has to be clean. So it's almost like being clean inside makes me want to clean outside perfectly. And it's very effective. And look, it doesn't mean that somebody who eats a lot of cheese, a lot of fast food is messy. No, but it's for those people specifically who are maybe stuck in an environment that is messy and untidy and can't seem to get out of it. And you see the mess, and then you kind of start craving fast food, cheesy chips, burgers, or something else that's heavy. And then once you eat that, it's almost like this doesn't annoy you anymore. You don't care. You can then keep scrolling on social media and not really care about the being disorganized or messy. So here we go, guys. Really simple 2 tips on how to stay organized and tidy, and that is create an altar, a sacred, a pristine space that you're always going to keep clean no matter what. And experiment with food. Try lighter foods, try a juice fast, try a fast, just try to have less foods and see whether that makes you a bit more sensitive and annoyed by the mess around you, so you will just get into action. Thank you and have a lovely day.